What is up, everybody? Back again with another video. In this video, for the first time on this channel, I finally have a DC helmet to actually review. In this video, I will go over where I got this helmet, the price of the helmet, the process of sizing the actual helmet, the details, the features, and last but not least, finishing up with my final thoughts. So let's get into seeing what this Red Hood helmet is all about. I did indeed get this helmet from AliExpress, which is mainly an overseas online shopping platform. Now when it came to the price of the helmet, it wasn't $97 in total, but it was $82 before shipping and taxes. When it came to the process of actually sizing the helmet, the listers of the item, aka also the makers of the helmet, asked me for my head size, weight, and height. Now, I don't know exactly what weight has to do with it unless they're thinking someone may have chipmunk-sized cheeks, which is a good thing to consider, I guess, because then the helmet would not fit. But for me, I do not have abnormally large cheeks like that, and it definitely fit the size of my head, so props to them for doing so. And when it came to the actual packaging of the helmet, it was nothing pretty. The box was completely taped up to protect it even further. There's no special or specifically designed box for the actual helmet, which is a good thing because you're not going to hoard it in your closet, just like many of us for some reason become so attached to boxes. And also, it was protected by some bubble wrap, so that's a good thing. And furthermore, it had some cardboard on top to protect it even further. And it did take about 2 weeks to actually arrive, so that's something to consider. Now let's get into the actual good things, which are the details and the functions. Starting off with the details here, the helmet is a candy red color, which is very nice and appealing, at least to me personally. This color is accurate, at least in some media that Red Hood appears in. It just adds a premium feel due to the reflections it provides and creates. Furthermore, it even adds to the actual expression or evil aspect, as some would say, by the squinting in between the eyes and making those pop out even more, and it makes the nose area of the helmet pop out as well. So that's just great to see, and that really just shows how paint can go a long way in showing the details. Now looking closer to the eyes or lenses, you can see a black and white mesh combination. Don't be afraid though, this mesh will come to play later for a specific function. Focusing even more on the eye or lens area, you can see that there is a black outlining them, which is an accurate detail as well. It makes the eyes really pop out and create even more of that evil expression or appearance, which is great. Next, when it comes to the black and indented areas, you can see the black line running from the chin area up to the top. Then it continues onto the back of the helmet. This is another accurate detail. It makes the helmet even more aggressive looking. I wouldn't be telling the truth if I said that the paint application was flawless. Starting with the black line, there are areas where you can see the red peeking through or not even covered. Now, is this necessarily bad? Probably not, as you can't see it from afar, and it does give it a little worn look. It is something to consider though, and is a partial bummer when I actually look at it closely. Going on with the red paint, it isn't applied the smoothest. There are indeed areas where you can see very small bumps, but they honestly aren't even noticeable thanks to the paint color. Additionally, there are areas where you can see some scratches or black marks, which may not show up on camera, but trust me, they are here, and I'm going to try my best to show them off. One of the main ones or marks on my helmet is the one here on the top of my helmet, which I'll show here. When it comes to the interior of the helmet, you can see a black fabric, which is extremely comfortable on your head. I cannot put enough emphasis onto how comfortable it is. It definitely was a great choice. Besides that though, you can see that is it when it comes to the actual interior, besides a small button if you caught it, which I'll get into here soon for the actual features. For the first mode, what you're going to do is tap the button once in order to get an exaggerated flickering for the actual eyes or lenses. For the second mode, you're going to tap the button twice in order to get a more slowed down version of the flickering for the lenses. If you don't want the flickering, you're going to tap the button 3 times in order to get the lights or lenses to light up. Last but not least, tap the button 4 times in order to turn off the LEDs. The helmet rests decently well, but honestly once you move it'll definitely become loose because there are no straps to keep your head into place. The LEDs aren't too bad, but definitely could be blinding to some. Now when it came to the flashing LEDs, those definitely were very blinding and messed with my eyes a great bunch. So that's probably something you don't want to actually do. So what are my final thoughts on this helmet? Honestly, for the price, there's a lot of imperfections. I feel like there should have been more time and care put into this helmet, because when you actually zoom in on areas, you see a bunch of scratches, dents, and just other blemishes in the paint application. Now it may not be like super noticeable from afar, which is a good thing. This may be a helmet you honestly want to just put on display and not really wear for anything unless you do some upgrades or just put more effort and care into it. For that price, I definitely feel like more time should have been taken on this helmet. Just like even the inside, you can kind of see how it was a little bit rushed because you can kind of see where some glue areas are or where it's pulling away from the plastic. Honestly too, another thing I thought of is I can't really see an area where the batteries go, so if it dies, I don't know where those are located. There should have been some instructions included for when that time actually comes. Luckily it's been honestly a month or so since I've had this helmet, actually probably 2 months, back there for waiting to be reviewed, and it has not died yet because I barely have turned it on. But I definitely do enjoy this as a DC fan, but when you kind of look into it, you're kind of like, man, really? There should have been more care put into it for that price point. Overall, I think it's a decent helmet. Are the light up eyes really necessary? I feel like it's a decent mode for the one that just stays on, but the flashing, I feel like that's a bit exaggerated or overdone. You should not include it in something someone would be wearing, but it's probably a good feature if you just want to turn it on and maybe post a video about it. Other than that though, it definitely will become a annoying point of the helmet or aggravate your eyes big time over time. So if I were to rate this helmet, I would have to probably say it's about a 6.8 out of 10 because of all the imperfections. I feel like that really takes away from a lot of the score. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this review, but until next time, peace out and have a good one.